for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, we've got Williams, George out there with Clarkson. Then it's John Collins,
Here we go.
and it's Hendricks in at the power forward position. And for the Thunder, Williams is out there with Chet Holmgren. Then there's Armstrong. Then it's Lou Dort, and it's Caruso in at the 2 guard. And for MP in this last group stage game, it's very important for him to have a great performance.
Yeah, MP has to be happy with his team's position in this final group stage game. All you can ask for is a chance to advance. Remember, MP's made it known he wants to lift that NBA Cup.
Taking a look at Oklahoma City, they've been perfect so far in the NBA Cup, a 3-0 record.
And a chance tonight at home to leave no doubt. Go 4-0, win this group, and fly into the quarterfinals.
And then the situation for the Jazz, 0-3 in the NBA Cup. They've been eliminated here in the group.
Yeah, so it's just about winning this one for the regular season. Mentally, they need to put this cup performance in the rearview mirror.
George with the bounce pass. John Collins was a force in his first few years, Stan, but hasn't seemed to match that level of success since that time. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a few reasons, Kevin. Number one, I just think it's a lot about opportunity, and he went from being the number 2 guy on a team to being the 3rd, 4th, even at times 5th guy on the floor, so he's not getting as much opportunity. He doesn't have as much opportunity to play some of his minutes as a center now, and that was always where he could get a quickness advantage. So even where he is now, though, this guy is a very good player and has gotten to the point he's underrated. But what I like about Collins is that he doesn't play outside of himself, and that's why he shoots high percentage.
Armstrong gets the bucket.
I just love the determination on that backboard. Coming out of the gates really, really strong.
That'll make his coaching staff smile, showing them his impact from the get-go.
Collins, a screen on Caruso. And the rejection by Holmgren. And it's George missing.
0 for 3 from the floor so far. Not the start they had in mind. They need to just take a breath, reset, and keep things simple.
Holmgren gets the bucket.
I mean, length and skill. And Holmgren has a lot of both.
Armstrong against George. And that one comes up a bit short.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start here. They're 0 for 4 to begin the game.
The 3. And it's Armstrong missing. Jazz have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals. George against Armstrong. And that one's good, George.
Well, they missed their first 4 shots, but finally able to get one on the board. Sometimes you just need to see that first one go down.
Armstrong passes to Holmgren for the 3. And he nails it. The 3-pointer falls from Armstrong. Armstrong's got 9.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
That one goes. Count it.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And he knocks down the first one. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Here is Armstrong. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game. And the shot goes down.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
George, that's a 2-pointer. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
Armstrong against Williams. Again, the Thunder score.
My goodness, what a move there to lose the defender. Got him on his heels, and then he made it look easy from there on in.
Armstrong against George. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
George scores in so many ways. That time he draws contact, but his focus doesn't waver.
The Jazz making a switch here. Kessler's checked in. You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for.
Armstrong against George, and he trains the three. Good-looking shot there from Armstrong. Armstrong's got 17 now. Outside Collins. In the corner, it's Clarkson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah.
And even though they were the better team overall, they actually lost the season series against this club a year ago.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Chet Holmgren. Jalen Williams comes in for Williams. Aaron Wiggins, he's checked in for George. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for Alex Caruso. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their game to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Clarkson. Lets the three fly. Hendricks, good.
Clarkson scans the floor and is able to see the widest opening they have.
Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against the Rockets in Houston. Two open that time, made it look too easy. 22 points for T.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
George looking over the floor. Pass to Collins. Just 5 on the clock. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Thunder leading by 6. Armstrong with it. He's got 22. We've got 1:18 left in the first quarter of the game. And the Thunder, another 3.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Isaiah Joe, he's checked in for the Thunder. Group in here for the Thunder. Williams, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Chet Holmgren comes in for Williams. Dort, he's checked in for Wiggins. And Armstrong subbed in for Isaiah Joe. Here's Armstrong. A three-pointer off the mark. Jazz trail by 10, and so in the game for the Jazz. We've got Mills. Walker Kessler is out there with Filipowski. Then it's Williams. And it's Mikhailuk in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Mills. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. And they are on an incredible streak right now. 20 wins in a row. Amazing.
Well, of all the ways to establish yourself as a powerhouse, this may be the best way to do it, by going on a phenomenal streak and looking practically unbeatable. One thing you can tell right now, they are playing with swagger, a sort of poise that they're backing up with execution. Not easy to do.
And it's Armstrong missing.
And after that great first quarter from three-point range, he has finally come back to earth.
Whoops, they pick off the pass.
And it's encouraging to see Dort drop dimes like that, wanting to round out this part of his game.
Now Mills. Pass to Mikhailuk. Mills in the corner. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. No good off the front iron. The Thunder lead by 12. Here's Armstrong to the left wing. Williams kicks to Armstrong. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
For Utah, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Pass to Mills. The Jazz working the ball around now.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. That bucket in no time at all. 34 points for T.
And even after all those three-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Here's Mikhailuk. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Mills, 6 to shoot. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. This one for 3, and again Oklahoma City with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And T is going to pick up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game. So Stan, I've been wondering about these different approaches. The development system for youth basketball is vastly different in the U.S. than in Europe. Which do you think is best?
Well, I think in terms of developing skills, Kevin, we've seen it. The European players of all sizes have very well-rounded games skill-wise. They do a lot of work on a daily basis developing those skills, whereas in the U.S., our young guys play a lot of games in the AAU system. Skill development not as strong, but they do learn to compete on an everyday basis.
Clarkson against Armstrong. Looking to end the run. And Clarkson with the nice bucket inside. Clarkson's got his second basket of the night.
Using that speed of his on the drive, Clarkson just so elusive when he puts it on the floor.
There's the triple. Pass to Armstrong. Here's the 3. It's good from long range. Armstrong's got 40 points.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Clarkson looking for an opening. Launches a 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Clarkson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Showing that competitive spirit, Clarkson really wanted to get them right back.
And it's Armstrong missing. Jazz trail by 18. Pass to Mills. Clarkson outside. The tray. The Thunder pull it in. Armstrong's got his 4th rebound in this one. For 3. Drills the three-pointer. Armstrong's got 43 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. A different look for Oklahoma City. Hartenstein's checked in for Chet Holmgren. Jalen Williams comes in for Williams, and Wiggins is subbed in for Dortch. The Jazz also changing it up. John Collins, he's checked in for Walker Kessler. Williams comes in for Mikhailuk, and George is subbed in for Patty Mills.
Yeah, the defense there just got too close on Clarkson.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Oklahoma City.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
Pass to Collins. 1:44 left now here in the second. Drops in the tray. Hendricks has got 6.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Williams kicks to Clarkson. The kick out to Williams. The three-pointer no good. Oklahoma City leading by 19 points. Here's Armstrong, and it goes down 2 points. Armstrong's got 48.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Collins. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Lets it go from deep. Good, he hits again.
And this is an all-time great score, a 50-point performance tonight.
Rally's just cracked the top 5, alone in 5th place for the most career 50-point performances.
At 50 for the 18th time. Only Harden, Kobe, Jordan, and Wilt have had more. That's a who's who of scores.
Wallace against George. Here's Hendricks. That ball's nice feed that time from George. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, that's his 3rd three-pointer in this game, and 2 of those came in the second, so he might be heating up.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Thunder. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Outside Williams. It's stolen by Hartenstein. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. Oklahoma City out in front, running away with it. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan.
Welcome to halftime, folks. Before we talk about looking at the East, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
After a while, some guys get comfortable. Now Giannis, he continues to work hard, adding layers to his game.
And let's move on now to that first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Utah Jazz.
I'll say this.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the 3rd quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from T.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
And because of that, I expect to see a huge emphasis on ball control moving forward.
Armstrong is out there with Alex Caruso. Then there's Holmgren. Then it's Williams. And it's Dort in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Chet Holmgren has a slender frame, but he's determined to still protect the rim. Coach Daigneault said he'll get dunked on 10 straight times if that's what the game calls for. He paused and then added, he won't actually get dunked on 10 straight times. He's going to get a couple of those too. Kevin, he certainly will.
I agree. David, he is fearless. Here's Armstrong. Here's Williams. And the layup's good off the glass. Williams has got his first basket of the night.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
George, no good. The Thunder have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Here's Armstrong. And yep, another basket.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Outside, George nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Nailed from three-point land.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Here's Armstrong. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Keontae George picks one up. For Oklahoma City, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Stan, I've always admired you come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps, terrific story. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for Oklahoma City. And the slam by Williams.
Not just a scorer. Clarkson is very willing to dish it when a teammate's open.
Beyond the arc. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The Jazz shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. The shot by George, wide open, and the 3 off target. Oklahoma City has gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Armstrong, and again for 3. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that 3-point shot.
Pass to Hendricks. Back to George. Clarkson on the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. From deep, George. Rebound by Williams.
Well, and after making just 1 triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Armstrong gets the bucket.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him. And here's that intense defensive look.
Pass to Hendricks. In the corner, George with it. That doesn't go either for George.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
Another one goes. Incredible. 71 points and no end in sight.
Young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
Now here's Williams. Nice ball movement by Utah. Clarkson kicks to George. That doesn't go either for George.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
For the Thunder, Hartenstein's checked in for Holmgren. Williams comes in for Williams. And Aaron Wiggins is subbed in for George. The Jazz also changing it up. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Williams. Mikhailuk comes in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Mills in for Keontae George. Fires the three. And it's Armstrong missing. And it's Mills with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Mikhailuk can't get it to go. And here's Armstrong. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. Williams with the steal. And now a fast break for the Thunder. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Down low. Shot by Collins, no good. Oklahoma City has gone to the three-point shot 8 times already in the second half and hit 4 of them. Goes up. Lays it in off the breakaway. Collins has got 6.
Yeah, tough-nosed veteran. Collins is no stranger to having to overcome aggressive defense.
Connects again from distance.
Another three. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
They just keep pouring in. This is a top 5 all-time single game for three-point shots made. Off-target three-pointer there from Armstrong. Jazz have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Kessler passes to Mikhailuk. Mills in the corner. Bangs home the trifecta. He's got 8.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it.
Good! Another from 3.
It has been raining threes for him tonight, alone at 4th in the all-time single-game triples list.
Guys, he cannot miss. They have to keep feeding him, right? How many more can he hit? Let's keep counting. Pass to Hendricks. 5 to shoot. And Utah, another 3.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Inside, here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Using his size inside, Collins refusing to settle for the layup and elects the dunk instead.
Here's Armstrong, and another one falls.
And that score moves him up in the record books yet again.
He now stands, Greg, alone for second place for points. What an unbelievable night.
And with 81 in the rearview mirror, he only has the great Wilt Chamberlain and his 100 mark left, a record nobody thought would be touched. But this is the closest anybody has ever come.
Wiggins finds Williams. Mills with the steal. Fires the 3. That one doesn't drop. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Oklahoma City out in front, opening up a huge gap. And we'll be back with you right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, well.
Jalen Williams is checked in for Jones. Aaron Wiggins comes in for Alex Caruso. And Armstrong subbed in for Wallace. So on the floor for Utah, Clarkson is out there with George. Then it's Williams. Then it's Collins. And it's Hendricks in at the four-man position.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Collins wide open. He fires. Another miss by Utah.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy misser too.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
George with the ball. Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
Pass to Clarkson. Back to George.
2 minutes remaining.
There's Clarkson. He's covered by Armstrong. Collins setting the pick for Clarkson. Rebounded by Joe. Joe's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it's Armstrong missing.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Armstrong. Shot's good by Clarkson.
Clarkson playing the percentages in that short corner.
The Thunder shooting it well here in the fourth quarter. 50%. Bucket is good.
Well, he leads everyone in scoring, and he shows no intention of slowing down.
George double teamed. Utah has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
And again for 3.
And with that made 3, he now stands alone for third most threes in a single game.
He's been locked in, and it's been lights out for him all game long, D.A. What a shooting performance.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
And it's Armstrong missing. And T is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Personal foul. 14 foul.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Now the Thunder with it. They're on a 16-7 run. Jacks up a 3, and the Thunder another 3.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It certainly felt from the head coach all the way down. Well, great to see in-sync offense like this. The pass is perfectly timed, and Collins rises up and puts it down.
Connects again from distance.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Back to Williams. Pass to George. From deep, Collins. The Thunder pull it in. Here's Armstrong. He got it again. Sensational.
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. A new single-game scoring record.
Oh, history being made as we speak. Unbelievable.
And he's now passed Wilt Chamberlain's legendary mark of 100 points, one that stood since 1962.
Oh, and a treat awaits us all as we get a chance now to hear from MP himself, center court, Mike in hand.
Man, this hasn't even sunk in yet. On a night like this, setting a record for points in a game, you're so in the zone that it feels like everything is just effortless. But it's not. There's a lot of hard work that goes into this. So credit to my coaches, my teammates, everyone coming up that helped push me, my family, my friends, haters, defenders. Every one of those points scored tonight, this is for y'all. Everything that I do is. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Well spoken and such a likable player, isn't he, Greg? From Wilt Chamberlain to MP, a record none of us thought could ever be broken.
And Kevin, the entire NBA community, heck, the whole world will be talking about MP's performance tonight. This one will live for a while.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This team is still perfect in the NBA Cup, 4-0. They are group winners.
And now as we enter the knockout stage, they're one of my favorites in the Cup. They've played that well.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for Steve.
MP, you just set a new record for points scored in an NBA game. Describe what you're feeling in this moment.
Honestly, I feel like the GOAT right now. I feel like I'm the greatest to ever do it for real.
So what's next? Where do you go from here, from this amazing accomplishment?
I've got some old coaches to text, some family, some friends. And you know what I gotta do. I gotta go celebrate with my teammates. Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bettina.
MP, you just did one of the most incredible things anyone has ever done in the history of professional sports.
It's true.
When you see something like that, or when you do something like that, it's hard to describe it in anything other than cliche. Which had me thinking, athletes sometimes describe nights like tonight as, the hoop being bigger, appearing bigger than usual. Is that actually true? Or is it just a phrase that gets thrown around to try and describe the indescribable?
It seems transparent, like there is no rim. You, on a night like tonight, you feel where the rim is more than you see it, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could have played with my eyes closed tonight and still got the win. That's how locked in I was.
You should try that on your next game.
You know what? Maybe I will, actually. You know, because otherwise I might fall asleep out there. This game is getting way too easy for me, Bettina. Thank you, Bettina. Joe.
Where does breaking this record rank as far as your career accomplishments?
Where do you think it ranks, Joe? I just broke the most impossible record in professional sports.
I don't know. I'm not you.
So when's the last time you seen someone score 100 points?
I've never seen it, obviously.
Okay, so that should tell you how high it ranks, right? So what do you want me to do? You want me to create a PowerPoint presentation on my list of accomplishments and then give them a score? I give them a 4, Joe. What does that do for you?
So 4 out of 5 stars then?
Come on, Joe. I don't ask a lot, okay? Just think about what you're saying before you say it. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question now. If you were named the best reporter to ever live, should I ask you where that ranks on your list of accomplishments?
So number 1 then. Okay.
Thanks, Joe. Next question.
Never
thought I'd see someone score over 100 points. You're unbelievable, man.
Man, I know scoring is up, but topping 100, just ridiculous. Go off, MP.